Ever heard of the perfect paradox of rich bigwigs who are brands in and of themselves? Well, that's Bernard Arnault for the world. There are so many unnecessary products on the market. Who would want to be another business that adds to the saturation? Well, Bernard Arnault believes otherwise. The world press has dubbed Arnault the Pope of Fashion since he's got all. But how did he come to where he is now? And what methods did he use to get all he has? Let's find out. In 1949, a child would be born into a family of small wealth as a second-generation member. He'd go from working in the family business as a young man. Then, he'd run the world's biggest luxury brand. This child's name was Bernard Arnault. Arnault grew up in a household of a construction company. He sold the family business to the Rothschild family. He achieved the goal. Yes, the Rothschilds. This marked the start of Bernard Arnault's great career. He worked in luxury goods. He hit the milestone with bold changes. He adjusted the family business strategy. After the sale of the family business, the Arnaults got 40 million francs in cash. Now, they had a lot of capital, so they restructured the business. They did it by cutting off unprofitable parts. This improved operational efficiency. Bernard knew what he was doing. The move was very smart and precise. People around him could see it. Bernard was destined for great success. Following this success, he saw that the French love vacations. He invested in building many luxury villas. They are for holidays. The result? Mind-boggling returns. Bernard knew that the rich would spend if they had things to spend on. He was making it his mission to exploit that niche. By the age of 28, he had become the CEO of the family business. But no rose lacks thorns. No success lacks setbacks. They push the hero to the brink. When the 1980s arrived, France started taking over and taxing the rich. At the same time, the U.S. was cutting taxes to attract investment. Much capital flowed into the United States. This was a problem for Bernard. Now his organization was under threat. So were his wealthy customers. He had an interest in money. He worried about the threat. It was a threat to his family's business. So he made the decisive choice to seek new opportunities in the U.S. Bernard was an opportunist. He wasn't a man to sit about wringing his hands. He took his chance with both hands. That happened in 1984. Bussac was a big textile company. It owned Dior. Money problems forced its sale. Bernard saw an opportunity. He knew this was his chance to realize his long-cherished dream of getting Dior. Despite Bussac's huge size, he mortgaged all the family's assets. He borrowed 150 million francs, 10% of Bussac's bid, and yet he knew this was not enough. He needed more capital support. So, where does he get the money? It's the French government. Yes, the man persuaded them to provide a 2.1 billion franc loan to help revive Bussac. In exchange, he got their takeover. This bold business feat, from start to acquisition, led him to buy Bussac. That let him control all Dior's clothing business. It marked a big step for Bernard Arnault as a newcomer in luxury goods. It was the start of his luxury goods empire. In the following years, he focused on Dior's business. He gave up other operations to third parties. Bernard Arnault then set his sights on LVMH. This interplay unfolded. Dior ventured into perfume and became a key asset for LVMH. It even sparked interest from Louis Vuitton. At 40, Bernard Arnault shifted from real estate to luxury goods. He was writing a new chapter in his luxury goods empire. But it wasn't all plain sailing for Bernard. In 1999, Gucci fought back. It stopped his bid to buy Gucci. This led to failure. Then, in 2009, he targeted Hermes, buying some shares, but he faced strong resistance from the Hermes family. This resulted in fines and forced sale of his Hermes shares. Then, in 2019, Bernard Arnault switched to Tiffany. He completed the deal, but its value fell due to global pandemics and trade tensions. Throughout the talks, Bernard showed his drive. He also showed his talent for negotiation. He got Tiffany & Company at a lesser price and expanded his luxury goods empire. In the last 30 years, Bernard Arnault's LVMH group has bought over 70 luxury brands. They've done this in many mergers and acquisitions. It's made them one of Europe's largest public companies. Its market value is nearly 400 billion euros. It ranks among the world's largest luxury groups. He was the world's richest person. He saw the essence of the luxury goods market and of consumer psychology. He develops brand tales. He does this by buying family companies. He presents brands as trendsetters. They don't follow. What do you think about Bernard Arnault? Who should we've done a video on next? Let us know in the comments.